So Battlefield 1 is a good game. Let's just get that out the way right now. And really, there's not many issues. The only thing I can really see as far as issues with the game is if you're used to a Battlefield 4 system. And what I mean by the Battlefield 4 system is your guns and your loadouts. Now, obviously, we're supposed to be doing World War One. You know, we're supposed to be simulating World War One. So obviously, you're not going to have all these different type of guns and these different loadouts and different, you know, scopes and fucking barrels, all this different shit. You're not going to have muzzle brakes. You're not going to have any of that. But they've simplified it to the point to where you almost don't really want to play with certain classes. Now, a lot of people still play with medic because they've been used to medic and they've gotten used to being able to heal others and self-heal and basically stay alive. Even I have. But while I was able to do that, I was able to, you know, use a fucking DMRs, carbines, whatever, all assault rifles. All I had to do was unlock them. I'm pretty much stuck to 2 guns right now. There's not really much that's wrong with with the actual loadouts. Bayonet is the brand new panic knife, and that's bullshit. The reason I say that's bullshit is because, you know, you could just be running around a mound or something. It doesn't really matter what the fuck it is. You could just be running, you know, yeah, you know, I'm alright, and then some motherfucker stabs you in the back. That's bullshit. Other than that, though, I mean, you know, I actually haven't even used the bayonet. Come to think about it, I don't use the bayonet charge because I think it's more of a cheap kind of thing. It's one of those things you're just gonna have to deal with. It's not gonna go anywhere. They're just not gonna take it out of the game. It can be an issue, but if you do go to some lobbies, like that's not necessarily I can't say full of randoms, but people who are already higher level, they don't seem to use it as much. I think it's just newer people that's new to the game, and they just use it, especially on TDM type of map, to just get across the map so they can actually, you know, just run up on somebody and stick them in the fucking back. I mean, that's the kind of way they like to play. The knifing. Yeah, the bayonet is it's a brand new panic knife. It's gonna be the panic knife of this system. Well, for this actual game. I'm not sure if they're going to potentially nerf the speed of people who are running for the bayonet charge, but it's definitely not useful. I mean, the horses doesn't seem as bad as it did in the beta, but I mean, the horses are kind of just like, whatever, you know. It's not too bad. But also another big problem is the crouch prone system. The crouch prone system is pretty fucked up in this game. If you ask me, it's fucked up. It's not a very good system. So right now, well, at least in any other shooter game, you would recognize you tend to you know, get in a crouch position, especially on this, is you know, it doesn't have a veteran layout, but it has a similar layout to how things were in other Battlefields. You get in a crouch position and you can usually sprint out of the crouch. But now you have to actually enable the crouch, like stand up and then fully run. Problem with that is you just basically sitting there waiting to get killed. You just get shot in the fucking back the whole time. There's nothing you can actually do about it. It's a problem. It's an issue. It's an issue that I'm getting pissed off about, and you just end up dying a lot. The D-pad has a lot more use now than it did previously. Mostly before, you were just throwing out med packs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You throwing out med packs, pulling out your little defibrillator, and that was it. Or you was pulling out your little secondaries for the other classes you were doing. Now, you have the gas mask, and you tend to enable, well, you change the rate of fire on the actual guns a lot more because you end up hitting the wrong button. I mean, I've had crazy footage, a bunch of footage of me just trying to revive somebody and not being able to revive them, throwing on the mask and then getting shot when I've had enough time, but just, fuck, I was just getting shot in the face. Another thing I actually love about Battlefield 1, at least, is it looks great. You know, it almost makes me want to get a PC. Just to try to max out the settings and actually see how nice it is. But I feel like it wouldn't be like a real good return on it. Even though it would look great, I probably still wouldn't like the community online, so fuck it. I can't even get my fucking bum-ass friends to stop fucking playing Destiny, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to get them to go to fucking PC and actually play on there. Don't know if I'm gonna meet some people on PC and actually play there. I know a lot of people who were talking about it and who's trying to you know, they're dabbling with it. You know, I might play on PC. I might not. I'm like, fuck. I don't need. I might not. I mean, no. Before I fucking go drop this money on a fucking PC. I'm just looking like an asshole with an expensive computer playing by myself. I mean, it'd be good for single player games, but you know, multiplayer games is, in my opinion, where most of the replay value is. Even if people don't buy the DLCs and you waste money on that as well. So it looks great. I've actually seen pictures. I have a 4K TV, so I've seen videos of the actual 4K footage, and it looks great. It looks amazing. I feel like it's probably going to get the same treatment as Battlefront, where somebody's going to come out with a like a skins pack or a textures pack, so to speak, and it's going to be even more lifelike and more real. Somebody's going to put in that groundwork and actually do it. So it's going to look even better in the next couple months. And these kind of games obviously have a long life on them. I mean, we're still talking about, what, Battlefield 4, and that came out when the PlayStation came out. I don't want to say it's a lot of COD-isms that go to the Battlefield 4 community. But, not the Battlefield 4, but just the Battlefield community. But you're starting to see it. You're starting to really see it a lot. Like, especially in TDM is where you see it. So you'll see people just sitting in a room trying to look over some object, just shooting. But little do they know, it's like these maps weren't built the same way as COD fucking maps are. They're not made for you to. Well, even COD maps are not made that way. They're trying to change it. But if you actually look at some other people's channels, which, you know, I don't mind. I actually still look at them and view them all the time. Their whole thing is, well, when I play Call of Duty, I want to go on a, 75-0 streak. I want to sit here, run around, and shoot all day while playing, a video game. And I was like, well, if you think about that shit, that's not too fun for anyone else that's on the other end. And you're just sitting in a corner or patrolling an area, and you say, oh, well, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna wait till they run out the door and just keep shooting them. Because while it ain't spawn trapping, I mean, it's most definitely camping. Just because you moved a couple of feet doesn't fucking make it any less of camping. It just doesn't. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. I mean, you could argue that, a rolling stop is not a stop because it's not a stop. But technically it is. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, give or take, whatever. Let's agree to disagree. But what I'm starting to see it a lot more. I'm just looking for the Fog of War. That's what I'm actually looking forward to. Fog of War looks pretty fucking nice. I noticed on a couple of the maps when you let the little evolutions happen. Well, sometimes they seem more random now. So some maps it'll rain. Some maps it'll just kind of fog up. And that's cool. Some nights it'll be kind of like dim. It's not necessarily like bright in the day. That's great. So right now you get a little bit of variation. And the Fog of War, what you see in some maps now, is it's really foggy. So you can't just shoot. You can't just, think, oh, I'm about to run this loadout, blah, blah, blah. You can, but then you find out like, oh shit, it's fog. I won't be able to do that. That really does cut down on actually. And that's another problem, is just the snipers sitting out in the fucking, the outskirts of the map, just shooting. So it might sound stupid and technical, but what the problem with the sniper sitting on the outside of the map is when you have everybody basically playing the inside. A lot of these maps are built to like fortresses. Some of the maps are not linear. That's a good thing, but it does give you certain advantage points. Not necessarily Argonne Forest, but which is one of my favorite maps, but that's also clustered as fuck too. So it looks the best in my opinion, but it's super clustered. It's horrible as far as that's concerned. It's getting to the point to where it's really hard to see people around vegetation. Like, you're like, is that a person? But it's too late. You already got shot. And if that's happening, then guess what? That means you're gonna be more cautious to how you move. And yeah, I mean, it's nothing I can really say about that. Like, you're gonna just be cautious, and you're not gonna really want to move, and you're gonna want to sit in one spot. I haven't played Operations yet. I haven't played Operations yet because I feel like it's gonna take forever, and I was just trying to hurry up, get some quick shit, and try to rank up real quick before I actually just jumped into something like operations, which is probably where you want to go to rank up, but I feel like one match will take like hours. Just hours, just crazy hours. And I'm like, I don't really want to spend those hours. But I'm just gonna wrap this shit up because I'm pretty much just rambling. I think that's how I'm just gonna end up making videos, and just ramble, because as soon as I try to go off of like a script or something, it doesn't really work. But then again, I need to try to stay on topic.